Okay, today we are going to do something super fun. We're going to make butterflies. And you know me, I like to put fairy wings on my people. And I spend an inordinate amount of money putting fairy wings on my people. So I got this Thinlets from Sizzix, and it's 2 dies. So the front die is going to be this one that's going to cover it, I believe. And the back die is this one, but we have to check it, right? So let's do that first. And I get to use my little baby sidekick, which is my favorite. Because if you have a small craft room or you're just doing a little project like this, then you don't want to have to mess around with lots of things. I just threw out a whole bunch of papers. So I'm just going to grab a little sheet of paper and cut a piece off, and we are going to do this butterfly, and see which is which. Okay? And the sidekick is just so wicked cool to use because it's small, it sits on your counter, and it's easy to get going. You just swirl it through. And here we go. And this is just a little test to figure out which is which. I actually had them backwards in my head because I thought the one with lots of things would be the one that had the cutouts, but it was actually the opposite. So it's worth taking a second to check that out before you start. And for this project, I used different kinds of paper that I had in my stash. So that is a kind of paper that is a Tim Holtz backdrop, something like that. And I'll put a link to that in the bottom. But I just picked 2 of the darker colors of that one so that I would have something fun to use, along with just an old piece of scrapbook paper. So if you don't have the cool Tim Holtz ones, you can't fool me. I know you have a ton of scrapbook paper stuck around the same way I do. And then these are some fun ones I got at Joann's. They're really fancy paper, and I have used a little bit of the orange one you could see. And then I grabbed 3 different colors of just cardstock that I had gotten in a pad. And the reason I did that was sometimes, you know, you think that you can't do a project because you don't have all the supplies. But a lot of times what you can do is you can use what you already have and make that work for you. So the cool thing about this project is you just need a little bit of that black paper to make the back to use for the dies because it's a small little piece. And so here I am cutting the background of the scrapbook paper. That's one that I probably wouldn't use in my mixed media because I don't really do backgrounds out of scrapbook paper. I love this kind of blueprint, but in, what would you call it, black print, because it's on black cardstock. And last but not least, I would never use this. I really don't like the look of this at all. And so when you buy a paper pad, there's going to be things that you get that you don't love. Make sure you use them in a way that's going to make sense because they, like, you don't want to waste them, but I also don't want to try to figure out how to make my art look right for that kind of material. I just want to make my art look right for me and then use the materials I have in a different way maybe than the person who made them thought that they would want, that we would want to use them. Okay, swinging out my sidekick. I have a whole, I know I have a blog post about it, but I think I have a video about it too. And I will make sure to put a link to that also down in the description. I'm using a tiny piece of washi tape just because those butterflies are, not especially on this one, but especially on some of them, maybe when I cut the paper a little small or when I did that, it just wouldn't work. And on something with like the detail that are in these little wings and stuff, not on these big plain ones, but on the regular ones, you're going to want to scooch those through the die cutting machine a couple of times to get it to work. Otherwise, you might not get a really deep cut or a good look. Okay, so now we're gonna do these kind of butterflies. These are gonna be the back, so when we do these ones, it's gonna be super easy. So if you're cutting these out of scrapbook paper, it's gonna be really easy to do the back. We'll still do something to zhuzh them up a little bit, but this should just be a little cut. Desi's helping. Desi is our guest crafter today. She's poking all the little bits out of the butterflies. She was our fully functioning guest crafter when she did the magazine transfer. Say hi to the nice people, Desi.
Hello.
She's a teen. She doesn't always want to play. I think she's going to get sucked into the embossing part because, of course, I am going to emboss on these. Okay, so there's less to cut in these ones, right? So we got the back of the butterfly. Do you have one done, Des?
Yeah.
All right, hit me with it. So this is how it's going to make the butterfly, right? Let's get the right butterfly. So this is how it's going to make the butterfly. There's going to be a dark on top and then a colorful in the back. Now the reason why it's looking so derpy right now is because there's patterns on the front and the back, right? So your eye can't figure it out. We're going to smooth out those patterns on all these butterflies as we go. So I am going to cut a whole bunch of these out of this pretty paper because we have 11, right? You said, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 11 butterflies that we can make. And I am going to try to get more of the yellow on this one than the turquoise tealy part. And one thing I like about doing projects like this is I used part of this paper, right? So when you have a beautiful kind of paper, a lot of times you're like, oh, I can't use that. That's that beautiful paper. And you kind of get really precious about it. And honestly, you bought the paper so that you could do something with it. Don't get precious about it. Make sure that you're using the papers and the supplies that you bought. And I think I can, oh, I can totally fit that on there. All right, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna make some cute paper too. All right, so we have our butterflies from our fancy paper, but what if you don't have fancy paper? What if you only have colored cardstock? And when I always only had colored cardstock, I always felt like everybody made these really cool things, and then I couldn't use them because I didn't have anything exciting going on. So I am going to be using archival ink, which is a permanent ink. You could definitely use any ink pad you have. Oops, sorry, I'm moving you probably. You don't have to have an exciting ink pad for this. And then I'm going to use some of these stamps. And I don't even want them to be like perfect, right? I'm just going to put some extra colors and some patterns on here to make the backs of these. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to probably, because I want some color, right? I want different colors in the background for my butterfly wings. So I'm going to use this stamp like that. And let's get a different blue. Let's keep our blue lids together. We're going to do some of this. And then how about we squeak in a little bit of purple? How fun would that be? We're just going to get the top of this. Right? So you can use any stamps. If you have one stamp, if you don't have a stamp, use the top of a lid, right? So you could make circles. Because all we're trying to do is to get a little bit of color on here. So I'm going to make 2 of each of these. So that's going to be for that one. And then on the blue, I think we could use the purple again. But let's mix it up. Let's do them all different. I like that color combination. How about some, but I want colors. I think we could use this darker blue. The lighter blue won't work, right? But we're getting different patterns. We're getting different colors in here. We're not getting totally different colors. Let's try some green, red. I don't know if red will look good, but I have so much extra paper that it doesn't matter if red looks good, right? I can just make another set of them. I'm just trying to get the pattern all over the place. Okay, there we go. We got that one. And let's do one more on this orange. Because I think we forget that we can use all the stuff that we have to make patterned paper, to make patterned, what did I use just the other day? I made a pattern on something and I was like, oh my goodness, I'll think of it in a second. But we forget to use our stamps, we forget to use our stencils. So if you don't have stamps, you could totally use stencils for this, right? That could be something that you could use. Is that same color? No. Or if it is the same color, I can't tell. So whatever you're doing, you just want to try to get, on this back part for the butterflies, you just want to try to get a pattern on there, and then we are all done with that. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm going to cut out the backs of those, and then we're going to be ready to emboss. So now we need to make these more of a normal color, like a full color. So this is going to be for the black part, and then Desi's going to help us pick colors for the other part. And I have a paper down here because this is an embossing pad. We're going to cover this whole butterfly. And then we're going to put, and this is a translucent gray. So we're going to put this on here. Oh, shoot. I need my embossing tray. Oh, shoot, and it's going to stick to the paper. I missed a step. I'm glad we did this so that you'll see what not to do. Okay, so since I embossed on this paper, my embossing powder is going to stick to that, right? So we need to stamp, 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 emboss, and then put it over the tray. All right, we're going to get this in here. And I'm not going to emboss them all with you. We're just going to figure out a way that we like to do it, and then I'm going to do all of them. Or we might figure out a couple of ways we like to do it. Okay, so we stamp, stamp, stamp. This has glycerin on it. And this one we're going to make, this is going to be a walnut stain, but this is going to be an opaque one. So this is going to cover it entirely. We'll see if we like that. Okay, put this in, all right, and now we emboss. All right, I bought squeezers just for this purpose because I got sick of trying to emboss and having a trouble. So there we go, look at us with our squeezers. Okay, all right, so now we should have a more of a contrast, right, between the pattern of the, we don't have that just plain in your face front of the wings. All right, I really like that because it's glossy and it's, there's still a bit of the pattern there. I might even, you know, go in, I don't know whether this edge didn't get done. I can go in and fill in some of those patches if I want, but I really like that look. Okay, let's see if we like the other look. I don't like that as much. I find that to be a little bit more plain. Which do you like better? So that's plain, kind of dark brown. And this one is glossy.
That one.
This one. Yeah, Desi likes it too. So we're going to go with the embossing glaze, the distress embossing glaze on all of them. And we're going to do that off camera. Now, Desi, I need you to pick a color to go over orange, and it's gonna show through a little bit, but you need it to kind of be cool with orange.
Let me see it.
So there's 2 different oranges. So we'll do a few of these with you guys. So you can pick 2 different colors.
I think the red will look good.
The red?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do a red.
Well, the colors go with orange.
Pink would go good with orange, red, yellow.
The heck's go with yellow, or like mustard color.
You're going yellow?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we have 2 blue while we're waiting for that.
Oh, pink goes good with blue.
Well, don't forget, it's going to be over top, so it'll make it purple.
Oh, then yeah.
Okay, you get to pick. It's your pick. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to dab, dab, dab our butterflies. Now, there's a lot more space on here.
What color is this?
So we kind of want to get them real good. Get them juicy. Get it all over. And you can sort of see it. I know that you probably can't see it so well, but I can pretty much see it. And on this one, so I think, well, let's go all in on this one. We'll do, oh, I almost messed up again. Okay. Where's our squeezers? Oh, no. There we go. We'll do it on his head. There we go. We'll do this one in the red. This is Crackling Campfire. Okay. So that one's been embossed. We'll pour this out. And this one we will do with Fossilized Amber. So this is going to be a yellow color. All right, you got your blue ones going, kiddo? Oh, we did it right on the sheet again.
I think red will go good.
You think red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got pink.
Got 2 more to pick. So the pink goes with the blue. And what goes with the green?
The green? Oh, I didn't realize.
Oh, you have a green?
Yeah.
You have a...
Let's go with green. Oh, blue.
You have a different blue. And you have another yellow. There you go. You gotta pick me colors to go with them.
Is this peach?
That is kind of peach.
Oh, then I could go with this blue.
Okay. That goes with that. You got one more, kiddo?
I like this dark green.
Dark green. Great. All right, you are such a good helper. All right, let's do this one. See how it looks. Ha ha! Yeah. Cover up your distress glazes or your embossing powders. Ooh, Des, look how pretty it popped those colors. All right, I think those look amazing. So we are gonna I'll do this one with you guys too, and then I'm gonna color all these and color all the, uh-oh. I'm trying to get his tail because I think I got a little bit of his tail off already. These are kind of futzy. I also think I should have my old lady glasses on for this. All right, here we go. Ooh, Des, that made a pretty deep red. Look at that. That is nice. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to do the rest of these, and I'll show you at the very end how they turned out, and we will put them together with glue. Okay, in the middle of this process, I started using something that was so monumentally better I had to stop to tell you. I had gotten this mixed media embossing brush. So this is embossing liquid in a brush form. And I thought, well, why not try it? I got it from Seth Apter, who's an artist, does it. So the first one I did, I didn't really wipe it off, and I got a ton of embossing liquid on it. But this is just absolutely amazing for covering a big area with embossing powder so it's hard to explain. It's in a really easy way to do it, and it's also easy to control and cover a large area. So I wanted to stop and just give a shout out to Seth's, and I know it's Wow Liquid. It's Wow Mixed Media Embossing Brush, inspired by Seth Apter. Okay, I'm just going to do a quickie little in the middle here for you. I'm using this Seth Apter brush. I probably just showed it to you, but I've been using it for like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes here. And I just have to say, it's kind of fun. I only show you the fun things. But look at all my little butterflies sitting there with their hickory smoke embossing glaze on it, getting ready to go. But I'm very rarely am I like so ecstatic about somebody's product that I make them a special video about it. Usually I just have all that stuff, but I made Seth a little video in case he has the ability to put videos on his sales page, because I am telling you, I would not want to try to do this project without being able to paint these butterflies this way. It literally would have taken me, because when I started the first part of it, I was doing, and you're thinking, oh, you could just use an embossing pad. I was doing it with an embossing pad, and it was super derpy, and I was seriously going, well, what, you know, maybe they're okay without the embossing, rather than going, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do this project. So I will let you get back to your regular programming, and I will show you sticking these together when I get done. So I thought you might get a chuckle out of my creepy butterfly situation. While I'm waiting for these to dry, I thought I would tell you which distresses I used. I used fossilized amber. I used crackling campfire. I used broken china. And I used kitsch flamingo and gold extra fine. Super fine. And I will tell you, this is the one I didn't like, that was walnut stain. That's old. And I think we might have used a bit of tattered rose, maybe on this one. I tried the peeled paint. It did not look cute. It was not bright enough for this project. And then all the black ones were hickory smoke. So let's get those put away. And I also tried 2 different glues, because I thought we might have a glue situation here, because the butterflies, I didn't glue down the whole butterflies. I only glued their middles. See, their middles. Because having them sitting on here, kind of sitting on each other, I was looking at them and I'm like, wow, sometimes I may want to use them with their little wings up, right? So here's the scoop. I love this. I'll put my fancy hat pin back. I made one that was gold with black. I made one that was red with gold. I messed up one, so this is a different front to a different butterfly back, and I think this one is super cool. We got purple because Desi put blue on top of pink. That one looks like a real butterfly. This one's really pretty with the yellow. Green. This is that walnut stain one that we didn't love. I think the blue ones are my favorites, but I love this deep green one too. So, oh, I used 2 different glues. I used Distress Collage Medium and I used Nuvo. Nuvo's the one I use the most, but Distress Collage Medium is made for weird things. And I was thinking we might have a glue situation because I was gluing paper to embossing that's super shiny, but I think because the wings are so delicate and light, it doesn't matter, but it turned out amazing. This is the Sizzix Thinlets. I don't know, it's like 4 butterflies. Yeah, Tim Holtz made these. So hopefully that helps. Go make some of your own butterflies. Tara Jacobsen, Artsy Fartsy Life.